It's Not Your Fault is a podcast for parents, caregivers, and young people navigating the world and its challenges. Here's your host, Brandon Jones.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another installment of It Is Not Your Fault, a teen mental health podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Jones, and in today's episode, we're talking about the GROW model and how the GROW model can be one of the tools you can use this year to help the adolescent in your life achieve academic success and personal goals. Yes, you're going to get a tool today to help you help the young people in your life achieve academically and personally. Now, the reason why I wanted to share this with you is we are now in the second month of the year. We're moving along pretty smooth. And a few podcasts ago, I shared with you all about New Year's resolutions and helping young people achieve this year. And from what research tells us is New Year's resolutions usually only last about 30 days. And now that we're past that 30-day mark, I said, hey, why not refresh people's memories and help continue those resolutions and those growth moments by giving a model and a tool to utilize. And that model and tool is what we call the GROW model. Now, the GROW model is an acronym, and I'm from the social service nonprofit world where we use acronyms for literally everything. And the GROW model stands for goals, reality, options, and way forward. Again, goals, reality, options, and way forward. And what it does is it typically just provides a nice, clear roadmap to help the young people in your life get from point A to point B. And also it helps them develop a skill set to keep moving forward and not to just, take things one by one or take things in small doses. So ultimately, it's a goal setting and problem solving framework that we're going to go over. So let's go over each one of the letters in the acronym. So the G is for goal or goals. You want to set clear goals. Many adolescents struggle with vague aspirations. When you ask a young person, how do you want to achieve in school, or what do you want to be when you grow up, or how are things going? They usually give you vague answers like, I just want to do better, or I could be more confident, or, I don't know, I just want to get to college. Young people typically are very descriptive. They're not very matter of fact. They're not very straightforward. So one thing we want to do is we want to set clear goals with young people, help them move forward. We want to encourage teens to use, have goals that are measurable, that are achievable, and goals that they develop. A lot of parents, caregivers, and even sometimes us youth workers, we are putting goals onto young people. We're giving them, highly suggested things that they should do. We don't always allow for the young people to design and develop those goals for themselves. But it's important to let them, because when they put it out in the atmosphere, when they put it out in the world of what they want to do, then typically it's easier and they're more invested in achieving those things when it's coming from them directly and not coming from a parent or a friend or some sort of other adult that they trust in their life. So you want to encourage what we call SMART goals. SMART goals are important to encourage young people to utilize. And SMART goals is another acronym. And I know, an acronym within an acronym. I'm sorry for torturing you that way, but that's what it is, SMART goals. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So you might ask the young person, what exactly do you want to accomplish? Why is this goal important to you? How will you know when you've achieved it? These are all questions to help them make those goals, quote unquote, smart, and help them get to where they want to go. So, for example, instead of saying, a young person saying, I want to improve in math, a teen could set a goal that they want to raise their algebra 2 grade from a C to a B by the end of the semester by completing all their assignments on time and meeting with their teacher once a week for extra help. Very specific, very matter of fact, almost step by step to get to that end goal instead of just saying, I want to improve my math grade. Well, how are we going to do that? Right. So you're creating that roadmap for them. So again, the G in the GROW model is goal. Let's go to the R. The R in the GROW model is understanding your current reality or their current reality. Reality is the R. So teens often overestimate or underestimate their current standing, which can lead to frustration and a lack of motivation. So we see a lot of young people, they don't have a lot of motivation. They don't want to do certain things. And usually it's because reality hasn't set in. They're over or underestimating, their situation. So to help them, assist, to help them with this, one of the things that we have to do is we have to keep it real with them. We have to keep it 100, as the young people like to say. But I want to ask them things like, what's happening right now that is affecting you to reach this goal or your goals? What challenges are in your way? What strengths can you use to your advantage to keep moving forward? And then from there, helping that young person kind of improve on their goal by understanding the reality. So for example, a teen that again may be struggling with time management or procrastination, that may be something that's going on, helping them acknowledge, and identify what do they want to change and why procrastinating is showing up in their way. Are they spending too much time on the phone? Are they playing too many video games? Sometimes it's our fault, right? We have them in too many activities, they got too much going on, and they can't maintain a level of focus and organization to complete their goals. So we have to be honest and real about what's going on and what's happening, and reality is a big piece of it. Sometimes us as parents and caregivers, we have to have the reality that something is not going right for the young person, and we might have to help them through the situation as well. All right, let's get to the O in the growth model. So O is for options. Options. Exploring options is important when trying to help young people achieve their goals and reach a level of success, right? So, how do we apply this? Well, we can brainstorm possible solutions without immediately dismissing ideas. So man, I talked to a lot of parents and like, oh, that won't work. Why would you do that? When I did it, when I was your age, I did it this way. It's like, okay, that's all great. You have perspective, but let's lay out all the options on the table. Let's figure out if there's multiple ways to address this situation and to move about this. Let's not close ourselves off to the possibilities of what may be there to help us, reach a specific goal or a specific place. Um, so that's important. That's one of the important things that we can do, is make sure that the options are out there. Just saying, asking questions like, what are some of the ways that you can achieve your goal? What resources or support do you need? What worked or what didn't work in the past when you've done this? All these things can be important ways to help a young person assess their options when they're trying to achieve or solve a problem. We want to encourage creative problem solving, and we definitely want to encourage flexibility. And one of the best ways we can encourage that is by modeling it. So be very careful as a parent, caregiver, or even a youth worker, stepping in the space in the way of young people and what they may be struggling with. For example, if time management is an issue, options might include, setting phone-free study time for your student or your young person, using a planner or sometimes even study apps to help track assignments, studying with friends to help with accountability, asking teachers or tutors for extra support can all be good options to help a young person navigate. Speaking of this is something I utilize with my own child. Now she's a preteen. She's not quite in the fully in the teen space, but she's getting there. She's definitely getting there. And recently, her math grade wasn't where we wanted it to be. She had a C minus, and math is something that she has struggled with. But we also know that she can have some success because there's times where she's done good. But we know that her motivation lacks when it comes to math, and because she just doesn't like it, she's just starting to not like it as much. So her motivation slips. Does well in everything else, but math is just kind of the thing that she doesn't like. So I said, C minus is too low. Let's aim for at least a B. Let's get this grade up. We can get, your percentage beyond 80%, and we can go mid-range here. Let's try to do a little bit better. And we had to implement study phone-free study time. One of the things that really helped her was doing assignments with her friend because they have the same math class. So they'll hop on FaceTime if they're not together. Sometimes they're together, but they'll hop on FaceTime together and do their homework. So we don't take the full device away, but we take some of the play out of the device. And then she's able to still talk to her friend. They're doing homework together. And then once their homework's done, and that's a motivator as well, then they can have their social time and talk about all the goofy things that they talk about. So it's kind of cute. All right, back to the framework. Let's talk about the W in the grow model. The W is for way forward. And we want a commitment to the action that we have going on. We want to commit to the action. So a goal with no action is just a wish. A goal with no action is just a wish. The final steps in the GROW model, GROW, the W, is ensuring that the young person in your life is committed to the specifics of the plan and that they take responsibility for their own progress. You cannot take the responsibility for the young person's progress. They have to own it. And if they don't own it, it's going to be very hard to keep them motivated to keep going. They have to own it. And they have to also, part of owning it and part of helping them is giving them encouragement that they're doing the right thing, that they're studying really hard, that they're working hard, that they're navigating, challenges very well. That encouragement goes a long way. Because, as parents and caregivers, we're very quick to hop on our young people when they're not doing the right thing. But in those slow moments where things are just copacetic and content, that's your opportunity to hop in and tell your young person how proud you are of them and their progress and keep going and keep handling business. Give them that encouragement when it's least expected because it means a lot. Then it lets them know, one, you're paying attention, but two, that you care. And that's very important. So let's talk about the way forward, or the W in the GROW model. So again, a goal without action is just a wish. A goal without action is just a wish. So we want to make sure that we're asking good questions for these young people to have in their action plans. Questions like, what was the first thing you can do today? What obstacles might come up? How will you handle them? Well, who can support you in staying accountable and keep you going? Let them figure those questions out. Now, the answers to some of those questions might be you. Let's be very clear. It might be you as the answer to some of those questions, but being able to help them think that out is very important. So again, the way forward, you got to have a plan. You want them to be the owners of the plan and really co-create the plan with them, but let them take some ownership of it for sure. And then, set those appropriate boundaries. Things like setting aside 1 hour every evening for math homework, meeting with their teacher every Tuesday and Thursday, either after like lunch or after school, to make sure things are on the up and up. Reviewing notes, 15 minutes every morning before school starts, so that the young person is, things are fresh in their brain as they're entering the building. All these things are important. Now, ultimately, we want the growth model to help young people, for them to build self-direction in their learning. It helps them strengthen their mental resiliency. It encourages accountability without pressure. And it also, it can apply beyond school, right? So we're using school as one of the examples today, but this can apply even beyond school. It can apply with their extracurricular activities, future planning in their lives, and then also just their own personal development. So again, use this model. Think about this. I gave you a nice overview of it today. Again, it's the GROW model, GROW. It stands for goal, reality, options, and a way forward. It's an easy framework to remember to help you engage the young person in your life to move forward. So if you like this and you might like some other stuff too, check us out on the podcast. Go ahead and subscribe. Check us out in a couple different spaces and places as well. The first place that you can find us, you can find stuff about the Grow Model, old episodes of podcasts, articles that are written, and other great content. Go ahead and go to the Facebook group. It is It's Not Your Fault Podcast and Facebook. You put that in the search bar. You can find us. Go ahead and like us there. And once you do like us, feel free to engage, ask questions, share content. It's all there for you. It's Not Your Fault Podcast on Facebook. Join the Facebook group. And if you like what I have to say, you want to check out more from me, you can go to my personal website. That is jegna.org, 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 jegna.org. Feel free to hop over there and connect with me with any questions or get some content. And then also, if you think that I'm cool and I'm giving you something awesome, guess what? There's better podcasters on this network than me. You might get something great from them as well. Feel free to check us out at ChilettaMakesMeLaugh.com. That's ChilettaMakesMeLaugh.com, where you can find myself and a whole list of amazing podcasters sharing very constructive and awesome information. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you coming here I hope that I was able to share something constructive with you today. Be sure to share this with your friends, family, and those that you care about. Be safe, be constructive, be well, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
To check out previous episodes of It's Not Your Fault or to learn more about Brandon Jones, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
When you saw an opportunity, you built a business around it. And every day since, you've kept a sharp eye on ways to evolve and keep your business thriving. It takes courage, creativity, and a clear perspective. At Bremer Bank, we understand that your business is the result of your hard work and ingenuity, and we're here to support you with solutions when you spot an opportunity to grow. Work with Bremer Bank, because understanding is everything.